Camping with Keith. Shout out to all my subscribers, the viewers, the people that give me inspiration to come out here and do these crazy camping videos. But I want to say a big thank you to all you guys. I mean, watching my videos, that's awesome. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the subscribers. I mean, I appreciate everybody tuning in for the lives. The last live was actually the best one I've had so far because it seemed like getting more and more popular and getting more and more people that are coming in. And I like it when there's like 10, 11, 12, 13 people firing off questions and shit. Because I've been through a lot of crap in the last week. This week was terrible for me. Freaking terrible. What I've learned in life, it is what it is. But happy Friday, everybody. Woohoo! Oh, you put some firewood on the fire. Fire. May you go higher. Fire. I guess I'll put a couple more little itty bitty pieces on. Kiddingly. I didn't even make it on the fire. There we go. Yay. 2 pieces out of 3 made it. 4 made it. 5 and 6 made it. Oh, there we go. I hope everybody's having a good night. It's beautiful. It was an awesome day. You'll notice it's a little bit more brighter now when you're on my lives because for some reason I lost my flashlight. Like a few days ago, I was looking through my backpack and I noticed my good flashlight was gone. The one that was a bragging about all these looms. It was all right. It just had a mind of its own. It would go through the settings without me even pushing the buttons to do that. Yeah, it was all right, but it chewed through the batteries like a mofo. So I was gonna go yesterday and get a flashlight from Walmart, but I didn't feel like riding the bus over to Walmart just to buy a damn flashlight. So I took my chances and walked down to Family Dollar, and luckily they had some flashlights down there. But the one I got is actually pretty sweet. It's not a flashlight. It's just a light, but it's the way I can hang it up in here gives me a lot more light when I'm watching my videos, and I don't have to keep fighting with a little itty bitty flashlight that's up on a log right next to my phone. It's so janky. I need to get me like a little stand so I can like a tripod so I can mount a light like that. What's up, everybody? Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you guys are having a blessed evening. Enjoying the Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, just gotta get all the right things that I need. I need a regular camera too instead of using my phone, but it's just so much easier. Hi. Oh, it's so nice to just get back out here and camp again. I haven't been out here in a couple of weeks. Things have been pretty crazy. I'm in the woods camping. I live in Canton, Ohio. Hi, Scott. Hello. Lila. Hello. It's probably 50s, maybe in the 50s, because I know it's going to get down in the 40s tonight, which I was going to wait till tomorrow night to go camp because it was going to be warmer, but I was already wanting to go yesterday. So I was like, screw it, I'm going today. I can't sit at home. I get antsy. I don't know what it is. I just have a hard time sitting at home, especially on a nice day. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the video. I'm just a crazy guy that likes to go camping, like to have a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time camping this last year, coming out here. Not, I mean, I've rotated around this woods that I usually camp in. But where I'm at now is it's a whole different location. It's nice. It's really hard to get to, and I guess that's a good thing because the likelihood of somebody finding this spot is pretty much next to zero. Even I can't see it coming up to it. Yeah, I like camping. Like I love video games and I love camping. So I usually come out here with my Switch or something, and I sit by the fire and game during the night. Try to get my supper in. It's nice and my belly's nice and full. I sit back and relax, and it's just nice to have peace and quiet. I live in the city, so you always hear cars or honking horns or alarms, and you get out here, and it's just nice to have the peace and quiet. The only thing you hear is crickets are back. I mean, everything's overgrown already, and this is just like a few weeks into the warmer temperatures. Walking around, and I came in over at the woods where I normally came in at, and I wore regular shoes, and the weeds were about 3 feet tall already. They made about 2.5 feet tall, but I soaked my shoes so bad my feet are still wet. I was trying to get them warm by the fire, but I can't or prop my feet up with my camera sitting right there. Probably end up going camping again here, and I'm thinking like Monday or Tuesday. Because once the temperatures warm up, I'm out here. I camp like usually twice a week. In the winter, it was like more like once a week. Camping in 13-degree temperatures is a rough experience, especially in like a hail. We had an ice storm that blew through, and trees were falling down all around me. It was scaring the hell out of me. I was out standing there just taking video, and you hear them just like crack, 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 smash. It's like, oh my god! And then the raging snowstorms that I camped through were that was a lot of fun. Would I, if I had to do all over again? Yeah, hell yeah, I would have did it. If you prepare for that kind of camping, it's not that bad. You can. I got myself a nice like a hunter's coat, and I put on like 2 3 layers underneath of that, and my thermal and a regular T-shirt. So my upper body was always warm, and I'd layer up with my like 2 pairs of sweatpants, or I wanted to get one of them thing or them the legs for the camping coat, the suspenders. I don't know what you. I think that's what it is. Just the suspenders for the coat that I got, and the boots I got that were all insulated. It's really comfortable. What's up, Scott? Where you at in Ohio? I had a lot of plans for this channel. I had a lot of locations I wanted to go visit, and this past week I wrecked my car. I had a beautiful truck. There was only like one scratch on it. The side was immaculate. It had like 30, 40,000 miles on it. Nothing wrong with it. And I ended up smashing into somebody's ass end. It was my fault. I admitted it right at the scene. I ran up to the guy and made sure he was all right. And I, of course, had to crash into an expensive car. I don't think I've never heard of Grove City. I'd have to like Google it and see where that's at. Is that up north, down south, or east or west in Ohio? Yeah, it sucks that I wrecked my freaking car, man. It's like my stepdad's a mechanic, and he said that when I was describing the damage that was done to it, he's like, "Oh yeah, just pull it, take it over to my shop, and I'll be able to fix it." And so I went to the impound lot. I'm looking at it. I'm taking pictures. To me, it looked half bad, but I'm not a mechanic, so I didn't know how bad it really looked. And I went and took some pictures and a video and sent it to my stepdad because he wasn't with me to look at the car. And he's just like, "Yeah, just bring it on by." And I spent $500 that I didn't have to haul this vehicle over to my stepdad's for him to call me 2 days later and ask me, "What the fuck did you run into?" And I said, "The back of the Challenger, Dodge Challenger." And he's like, "Man, how fast was you going?" I said, "About 20, 25 miles an hour." He's like, "Dude, there's no way." He goes, "The damage you did to your car is bad. It's bad, bad." So I'm like, my heart sank when he said that. I said, "I don't know if whether or not he's going to be able to fix my truck. I know he might be able to fix it, but it's not going to be nothing like it used to be." And that's okay. It's going to have some rattles and certain things won't work, but the worst case scenario, I'm thinking about getting another GMC Terrain that maybe the body and the frame and everything is solid on it, and maybe it has a little bit of a dent here or there, and or, you know what I'm saying. It still looks like a nice truck, but it has transmission problems or motor issues, and maybe buying a that vehicle and see if I can get it for $1,000 or something, and swap out everything in my vehicle to make that vehicle mint again, and then I'll just scrap my what's left of mine. That's worst case scenario. You new? Are you a subscriber? Or are you just hanging out tonight? I'm not pushing nobody to be a subscriber. I just didn't know if you'd ever came to my channel before. Usually I got more people in my lives. It's like only a couple. There's like 7 or 8 in the beginning. Usually a bunch of people come in and hang out for a minute and they just leave. But it's Friday night, hell. If you're hanging out watching me camping, that's cool. Man, I can't wait to eat my steak. Oh, it's a big ass steak. About that and 2 eggs. That's gonna be my supper. I meant to eat some tuna fish sandwiches earlier. I brought all the stuff to make that. I was gonna eat that for lunch, but then I ended up eating a bowl of cereal. I brought cereal out this time and milk. I bring all the food I need every time I come out here. That's for sure. Usually I go home with something. That's cool. I'll probably hang out for about an hour and then I'll get on my supper after I get done with my life. I'm on fire. Damn, you're supposed to be raging right now. I'll fix that problem. I'm feeding a fire. The fire's hungry for some wood. Yeah, that'll get the fire going. Son of a bitch. Yeah, you should check out some of my videos if you're not a subscriber. I got probably, I think it's over 80 camping videos now. There's a few that aren't camping videos, but most of the time it's just that's what I end up putting up, posting. I was going to go a different direction with this channel when I first started making it. Because I had a rough spot in my life where I was homeless for like 2 years, and it sucked. And I felt like everybody I ran into had a story to tell, why they were homeless, why they were living on the streets, why they were their addictions had the best of them. Everybody had a story, and I was originally going to take this channel and go around and speak with homeless people and just talk with them. Because when I was in that spot. It just was nice to have somebody to talk to. Just somebody to sit down and, just listen to how your day is going, that kind of shit. Just simple small talk means a lot to somebody that feels alone. So I was originally going to go that route with it, but I just ended up getting into the camping scene, and I decided to start making videos doing it. And then before you know it, that's pretty much what I was doing. So every time I come out here, I usually make a video. I think I've been out here maybe 4 times and didn't make a video, or made a video and it just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. I ran into a couple issues of when I was out here and had to leave, and so there's a few times I've been out here and didn't make a video. But I'd say 90% of the time I'm out here, I've made some type of video. It's weird if I lean forward, lights real bright. Don't mind me. Yeah, I'm hoping this light works out alright. It's just a piece of shit, but yeah, my Friday's going good. It's going really good. Can't say I could complain about anything other than what's going on in my life outside of camping. But yeah, it's been a beautiful day. Just starting to run out of, or getting the wood starting to get pretty thinned out around here where I'm camping. So I might have to either switch spots, find a new spot, or start rotating my camping areas that I go to. The only issue is there's some thieves that are in these woods. I had a couple situations over the winters. Had a spat or a site that I'd set up. It was a permanent site, kind of like this one in the winter. And where I went was way back in these woods, and I found a tree that had fallen over, and the root base formed a 8-foot wall. I mean, it was tall. It was probably about 10, 15 feet long on on the width. And I set up a shelter, a simple lean-to shelter. I had 2 tarps on top of it. I had the walls in the front and the back set up so they were shut up. I mean, the whole entire shelter was completely sealed. And I had an area where my fire pit was, and I'm sitting there the one day, and I was getting ready to go home from camping, and I'm rolling a couple cigarettes, and I can look up, and I see somebody around a tree looking at me with their head just peeking, looking like this. I like sit there for a minute. I'm staring at them like, what the fuck? So I wave. The first thing I do is wave, and they wave back. And I'm like, this is weird. And I'm like, well, now what do I do? Like, so I got up and walked out of the shelter, and it was like 2 younger dudes. The one had a BB gun, the other one had a crossbow. And they're like, hey man, we were just out here looking for squirrels, man. You seen any? I'm like, no. I was like, shit, I just come out here to get away from things. It says it's nice and peaceful back here in the woods, and I used to hang out for a night and head back. And I said, usually I leave a few things here in my shoulder, and hopefully nobody messes with it. And they're like, oh, we're not thieves, man. We wouldn't steal anything. It's like, I don't know if I was a thief, would I say that, or would I say something else? So they, like, I'd say 3 weeks later, maybe 4, probably about within 3 weeks, I noticed somebody had been in my shelter. And somebody was looking around. They didn't take anything, but somebody had went in. I didn't care, who. Maybe somebody was curious. They didn't that's anything really, so no big deal. Whoa! 2 weeks later, I come out there and I had an air mattress. I just bought it a time before, and somebody took my fucking air mattress out of my shelter. They left a $50 cot and they took a $20 air mattress. I was pissed. I'm like, well, if I'm done camping at this spot, so I packed all that shit up and I moved to a new location. It was right next to a river. The only problem with that spot is it is so swampy. Hi, Scott's mom. How are you doing? Hello. I try to keep the cussing at a minimum, so to your mom, don't want her to get too offended if she hears me drop the F-bomb or something here or there, but I try not to get too crazy with that. Only time I start cussing a lot if something's going down, like something's in the woods behind me making all kinds of noise. I don't know what the hell it is. I'll go and investigate. I get my machete and I got my hatchet right next to me. There's been a few times I've been out here and I've had to actually use firecrackers to try to scare off whatever was trying to come up to me. It was one night I heard it was yelping, and I'm pretty sure that was a coyote. There was like 2 or 3 of them that just kept yelping. They were moving around me, like where I was camping. You're 8 years old? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that, buddy. Well, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're watching my live video tonight. Can't believe you're 8 years old. Must be nice to be 8 years old. Don't grow up. Once you get older, you'll miss being 8 years old. When I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old, I kept thinking and saying to my mom, I can't wait till I grow up. No, I can't wait. Well, I'm glad your mom's doing good. Oh. You ever went camping before, Scott? I had to sit and put something to block my phone from the fire. The one time I was out here, I had a live I was doing, and the phone told me it was overheating and going to shut down. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about your dad, buddy. Well, maybe when you get older, you'll be able to go camping. Maybe if you got a son of your own or a daughter, you can take her camping. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to get away from everything. Like, I still get on my phone a lot while I'm camping. I'm like on YouTube a lot. Probably too much. But yeah, I go camping. Usually I just like to shut everything off in my brain and just sit there and close my eyes sometimes. And it's just nice to have that peace of mind. No outside interference, nobody yelling, not hearing my neighbors slam their doors and move their furniture around at 2 or 3 in the morning. I got cool neighbors, but they make some noise. They're night owls, so they're up like almost all night. So a lot of times I can't go to sleep until they went to sleep, and sometimes not until 3 or 4 in the morning. I get up at 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning sometimes. So come on. Well, here I'll show you near the fire. It's nice just to sit by the fire sometimes and hear it crackle, but it's nice to go camping with somebody. I go a lot of times by myself, so I end up it gets lonely camping by yourself sometimes, but I'm usually so busy with doing things like getting firewood, and I spend probably, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 hours getting firewood together. So there's a lot of work in doing what I do. I got to carry all my camping gear to where I'm camping, and that's probably like 30, 40 pounds of camping gear. And it's just like between all the food and uh, sleeping bags, chairs, there's my other bags of odds and ends that are that's dishes to cook food and eat with, and you know, to see if the deer come bother me tonight. I seen so many deer today, and usually they are used to me and they don't really bother me too much. But I was sitting here a little bit ago, and one come up behind my shelter snorting. They do that when they're mad. It's probably as they're eat probably where the deer go to sleep, because sometimes I go camping and I'm pretty sure where I'm camping is like a bedding area for deer. But I love nature. I come out here and I try to interact with nature as much as I can. Moving the fire. You think that's a big enough pile of firewood? And all that back there. What the fuck is that? Yeah, you might not be able to watch my videos, buddy. You're too young. I think you're too young, because most of all my videos I made, they're I put for adult only. I don't do nothing mean or bad or nothing. It's just that when I cuss and stuff, I don't want little kids to hear me and repeat it to their parents or something. They want to know where they got that from, and then their parents are mad at me. So I usually try to, like I say, I try to show everybody what it's like to go camping. If you haven't ever went camping before and you're curious, it gives you a chance to sit and watch somebody and make a decision if you thought whether or not you want to do something like that. It's better, I think, to camp in a tent, especially if you're not used to camping, because you don't have to get bugged by all the bugs, and usually if it starts raining, you'll be nice and dry. It's not muddy and stuff in your tent, and so using a tent actually is pretty nice. But usually I come out here and all I have is a tarp on my roof, a tarp on my side, and a tarp on behind me. That's it. And if it pours down rain, I'm completely dry inside this shelter. I don't get no rain on me at all. I could have my fire going and it's pouring down rain, and all my wood's gonna be sitting next to me nice and dry. And so I use shelters. I don't usually camp in tents anymore. I think somebody was getting me a tent, but they never did. I think, yeah, a friend of mine, she asked me if she kind of showed me something, asked if I thought it was something that I'd use. And I don't want to tell somebody no, and when they've already bought me something, or they've bought me something and it's going to be delivered and it's a surprise for me, and I basically tell you I don't even want what you got. So moving my firewood around. Yeah, I'm gonna be making my supper here pretty soon. Okay, buddy. Well, thanks for coming to my live and hanging out. Take it easy, guy, and you know, tell your mom you want to go camping. But you have a good night, buddy. What's up, bro? I'm so bummed about my truck, dude. I've been beating myself up this past week because of what I did, and I'm so fucking mad. I just can't believe I wrecked that fucking thing after 3 weeks of having it. My lifetime, I've been in one accident that was my fault. One time in 50 years, and it's like the luck I have. That's just messed up. I don't know, I guess I could say at least wasn't injured that bad, and I made it out of that alive, and I guess I didn't hurt anybody, or so I guess I can say I'm grateful for that. But I feel like I had a big kick in my balls. My stepdad looked at that truck. He's a mechanic, and he's like, "Man, that truck is bad, bad, man. That thing is bad." I'm like, I just looked at him. I said, "That sucks. I should have had you go with me to the impound lot, and you could have looked at it and told me that, and then maybe I wouldn't have took it and spent $500 to get it towed to his spot, so he can tell me he don't even know if he'll be able to fix it." Hello. Woo woo. What's up, Roses? Dits. Rosie's Dits. Whatever. But hey, thank you for joining. I appreciate the subscribers. I got a bunch of camping videos. If you get into that kind of stuff, then you might want to check them out. I got a few other videos that aren't camping related, but most of my stuff is kind of revolves around that. I've had a couple other adventures where I went to caves and stuff like that, but most of my stuff is just about camping. Luckily, I got a place that's around me I believe it's owned by the city. I don't know how many acres this place is, but it's pretty big. And I go back here and I camp usually once a week in the winter and twice a week in the summer. Oh man, it's gonna be smoky here in a minute. Come on, man, what the fuck is going on with my fire? Sorry, everybody, I'm sitting here getting my fire situation taken care of. Rosie Dietz. Well, thank you for liking the video. Hi, Rosie. Are you guys having a beautiful Friday? Can I get a hell yeah? I got out here about 9 o'clock this morning. Good Lord. This is a ton of smoke. This fire is gonna be raging. Rose's edits. Okay. Appreciate all the love, everybody. It's not a real busy live tonight. Usually on Friday nights, people are busy out doing their own thing and don't want to sit around and watch some guy camping in the woods. So sometimes lives are banging and popping, and other times it's just a little bit slow. But either way, I appreciate anybody that came out here to hang out with me while I'm camping. It's like getting ready to put more firewood on there. It's like there's so much on there that hasn't even started burning yet. This fire's gonna get too close to me. Son of a bitch. My fire's getting too close to me. Oh. Hopefully I got enough wood for the night. I don't feel like walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning in the woods looking for firewood. I've had to do that a few times. Man, I got the munchies. Sorry about the crust, the best gummies in the world. Sour Skittles gummies. If you get into like gummy bears or sour Patch Kids, that kind of stuff, these things are phenomenal. They're super soft. They're nice and soury, but not too much. And the sourness doesn't go away once the powder comes off them. All right, we have a good evening, and thanks for stopping by, Rosie. Yeah, I just started eating them like maybe 2-3 months ago. I found them. My regular gummy bears weren't in the store, didn't have any, so I just grabbed those sour Skittle gummies grabbed them real quick and went home, and I opened up the bag and I started eating them. I was like, oh, I love these things. It's probably my favorite candy right there that I snack on. I like that and Rice Krispie treats. I buy giant boxes of Rice Krispie treats. The biggest box that Walmart has. It's like 40 Rice Krispie treats. So that's a snack on those and them Skittles and just Fruity Pebbles. I wonder what time it is. It's got to be getting close to 10. Well, everybody, I think I'm going to take a break here and can make myself some supper because I'm hungry and it's just that time. So it's kind of a short live, only 40 minutes, but I want to thank everybody for coming by, the likes, the love. I love it all. Means a lot from people giving me compliments or say they enjoy my videos. So I love the feedback and get a chance, check out my videos. If you're not a subscriber, you can subscribe. And I usually post content once a week. Summertime, usually twice a week I go camping, but I get out here about 9 o'clock in the morning. I start making videos then, and I go until the next day. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a blessed night. Stay out of trouble. And love, peace, chicken grease. Peace out, everybody.